Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, world, and welcome to episode 58 of the Ball Don't Lie podcast. I'm your host, Jared, with my lovely host as ever, Starkey.
What's up, everyone?
Starkey, if I say the words Vietnamese Jesus, what does that make you think of? Because last night, Starkey was watching 22 Jump Street.
I was.
Which is one of the greatest movies of all time. It's one of the best sequels of all times.
Agreed.
Over watching the Grizzlies beat down the Mavericks. Come back from 16 down. But hey, that's fine. I will accept this and still keep your Grizzlies fandom. You know why? Because Channing Tatum is an underrated actor.
He is. Channing Tatum is incredible.
And it still pisses me off to this day. Because Jonah Hill and Ice Cube wanted to do a 23 Jump Street.
Yeah.
And Channing Tatum said, I can't do it. When you're making the same jokes over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Stop it. You made G.I. Joe 2 where you died in the first 3 minutes. You owe us a third Jump Street.
Yeah. But at the same time, though, I think that's why they did that montage at the end of like going through all the different ones. It's because they knew they weren't going to keep the franchise going.
Well, no, apparently from what I remember reading was it was like 2 or 3 years later they kept trying. They were making that as a joke, and then they were trying to actually do it 23, but Channing was like, no.
I'm still upset we never got Channing in the Gambit movie. That was going to be good.
I'm just still upset they killed him in the first 5 minutes of G.I. Joe 2.
Yeah.
And replaced him with one of my least favorite actors that I hate. I hate The Rock. I'm not a fan of The Rock. I hate him. I don't know why. I think he's a cheesy actor. Anyway, folks, a lot's happened in a week.
Yes, it has.
Our bracket is super busted.
Yeah, our brackets had no chance.
I did not have a single bracket after day one. I only had one bracket where I had one game right or one game wrong, and then after that, it was complete chaos on Friday. So a lot happened on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday of March Madness. We got some NFL notes we're into, and the Grizzlies are back with amazing news. We will get to this, and we have some stuff maybe for the postseason. We could have a big trade. I gave our GM a call. He took some time out of his busy day, and GM Starkey is back. He put the hat on, and we have a trade for a guy who I think many people are going to be intrigued with.
I've been beating this drum for a long time that he needs to be in Memphis, so I'm very, very excited about this.
Okay, Starkey. NFL free agency has been going on. We have some winners and losers. One of my biggest winners is the Lions.
Yes.
The Lions are my number one team from free agency. Why? They attacked what they needed. They had one of the worst defenses in the NFL. They had one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. They got C.J. Garner-Johnson, Cameron Sutton, and Emmanuel Mosley to help solidify that atrocious defense to go along with Mr. Aiden Hutchinson.
Yep.
So, and here's the thing. I think they got a steal in David Montgomery.
That was a very underrated signing for them.
So, I get it. They let Jamal Williams had a career year last year with them. But, I mean, David Montgomery is a beast. He's a dual threat running back out of the backfield. He catches the ball, and he can run block, and he's a great pass blocker. He can run with the ball, and he's a great pass blocker. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. DeAndre Swift, guy is amazing.
Yes.
It's just he can't stay healthy.
Right. That's the biggest knock on his career so far.
And Jeff Okudah, the guy they drafted number 3rd overall in the 2020 draft, he's starting to come into his own. He's starting to get more confidence. He was injured a couple years ago, tore his Achilles. He's getting better and better, that like he was in Ohio State. So you add that with C.J. Gardner-Johnson as your safety, Cam Sutton as your other quarterback, opposite of Jeff Okudah, and then Emmanuel Mosley as your nickelback. Oh my gosh, that defense is going to look pretty good.
Yeah, they've definitely retooled.
And here's the thing, Starkey. They still have 2 first-round draft picks. One's in the top 10.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Oh, yeah, it's yours. Sorry. They have the 6th overall pick and the 18th overall pick. So, if I'm them, I'm going after a wide receiver in the first round. You have to go wide receiver. And if I'm them too, I wouldn't be mad and go after a tight end. They missed out on, if they would have got Dalton Schultz, he ended up signing with the Texans, they would have got him. That would have been a great pairing there.
Yeah, they would have.
So if I'm them, I'm going after like a Quentin Johnson maybe in the early first, or I really like him. He's probably going to be a bust now because I'm falling in love with him so much, is Darnell Washington from Georgia.
Yeah.
Michael Mayer, people love him a lot. There's a tight end out of Oregon State people are falling in love with. I've been seeing him get a lot of late first-round vibes. Another team that I like, it's a little biased, but I think the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make a splash hire, but they made, or signing, sorry, but they made 2 great trades for nothing.
Yes.
Mr. Stephon Gilmore got him for the Colts for a 5th rounder, which I think can go up to a 4th, if I remember correctly. And then Sunday morning, Braden Cooks finally got traded out of Houston to Dallas for a 5th rounder.
It's like a 5th this year and a 6th next year.
Correct.
Just won't change.
So, oh my gosh. We're not looking bad. We're not looking bad. I'm sad. And I think we had an underrated signing in Ronald Jones.
Yeah, that one actually just broke today.
2 years ago, the guy was almost 1,000-yard rusher, was the best running back on the Super Bowl champions.
Yep.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They brought back Leighton Vander Esch and Donovan Wilson in the defense. That defense is going to be very good next year. If all they really need is maybe go tight, you need a tight end in the first round. Jake Ferguson's not the guy. And then I may be going or wide receiver in the first round to give Dak as many weapons as possible. That offensive line's good, is getting locked up here.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm them, I either go depth, go the offensive line in the first round, or tight end in the second round. You got or flip flop, but you got those are 2 holes you have to address in the first 2 rounds: O-line and defensive line. One team that I thought should have done more is the Bills.
Yeah, I'm shocked they haven't made more moves than they have.
Well, so they got Damian Harris as because Devin Singletary's going to Houston.
Yep.
Damian Harris was a starter for New England 2 years ago till an injury. This year, they gave the starting running role to Ramondre Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful I picked him up this year in the Dynasty League. We're looking good. But I still feel like they could have gone after somebody. And then you still got Derrick Henry on the trading block, but the Titans want like 3 first-round draft picks for him. They wanted, from what I've read, they want like 2 to 3 firsts for him. He's got so much mileage on him.
Yeah. He's still the best running back in the league right now, I would say. At least top 5 at the very least. At this point in his career, Derrick Henry's not worth more than 1 first.
Team I thought took another good step is the Bengals.
Okay.
Just because Orlando Brown, he did such a great job in Kansas City the past year. Now they have Jonah Williams. They're going to use his trade bait. He's already said he wants out. Hey, that's fine. Let him go. Do you have anybody you thought were winner or losers?
Yeah, so a couple.
You cannot say you can't say the Rams, and I'm not going to let you talk about that.
Even as a loser,
Starkey, I don't want to put you on the suicide watch.
I'm fine.
Go ahead.
I'll save them for last. I want to get the winners out of the way first. So two of my winners right now, I'm going to go first with the Panthers.
Ooh, I had them on a good one.
So didn't talk about it a whole lot last week, but for those of y'all that haven't heard, the Panthers traded up to the number 1 pick in the draft for the quarterback of their choice. Along with that, they have steadily started retooling that offense to fit whoever that quarterback is that they are going to take. They've added just a couple days ago, they got a deal done with wide receiver Adam Thielen.
Yes, that was a very underrated move there. Sad to see him go from Minnesota, though.
Yeah, it was. It's going to be weird seeing him not in purple and gold.
Teal and black.
But
Miles Sanders, that was a good pickup.
Miles Sanders was a great pickup.
Hey, on the plus, that makes Kenny Gainwell RB1.
Yeah, I would. I mean, at this point, I think it would have to.
I mean, who else have they added?
Nobody.
They've added Boston Scott. They re-signed Boston Scott and they signed Rashad Penny. I mean, looking at it right now, our boy's number 1.
Yeah. So they've got Adam Thielen. They have signed. Sorry. They signed Miles Sanders. They signed safety Von Bell to help out with the back end of their defense.
Ooh, yeah, that was a good one. I have an under the radar pick for them. I don't know if you have it on your notes, but Hayden Hurst.
Yes, I see. I forgot about Hayden Hurst to help out at tight end.
So he carried me last year at my tight end, which is already saying so. I didn't draft tight end high last year in any league. But Hayden Hurst carried him and Joe Burrow had a great connection. I was hoping they'd bring him back, but they decided to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
and they have yet to sign a tight end. So they got him for the low price, and last year he had a really good year.
Yes,
I think it was 500 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns,
and
he was very good for it. He was very good for the Bengals last year. So, and they signed Andy Dalton.
Yes, they did, and they said that Andy Dalton is either going to be the bridge quarterback for whoever they draft number 1 until he's ready to start, or he is going to sit back, teach, and mentor the rookie, which they're worse quarterbacks to learn from than Andy Dalton.
Yeah, he just can't win in the playoffs.
He just can't win in the playoffs. But I think the Panthers have had a sneaky good offseason so far. It's all going to come. All that to say, I think their offseason will be defined by who they take number 1, which quarterback they take.
Yeah. I agree with you there. Probably going to be AR, Anthony Richardson, or it's going to be CJ Stroud.
I'm hearing more and more CJ Stroud. I'll go out on a limb. I think CJ Stroud will be the number 1 pick.
I am still promoting Will Levis to the Colts.
Yeah.
Just because I want Eric from the B team to buy a Will Levis jersey.
Yeah, which is going to be really hard to see Bryce Young's career end in Houston before it even takes off.
Ooh, good one.
Thank you, sir. But so that's my winner 1. My winner 2 is a team that we are waiting on to make the move. But while we're waiting, they have added some steady, good pieces. I'm going to give the Jets my winner 2.
As they should.
So we're waiting on, like Jared said, we're on Rodgers' watch. last week he went on the Pat McAfee show and said, I've made it clear I want to play, and my desire is to play for the New York Jets. Basically, y'all get it done. So the Jets have signed Randall Cobb. No, Adam Lazard. They signed Alan Lazard. And there are a few more players on
Randall
Aaron's
Cobb was on his list.
Yeah, on his list, as well as
the alleged list that he did not give the Jets.
Yeah. But whenever, I think it's inevitable at this point, I think they'll ultimately get some kind of deal done. And I think the Jets will be one of the big winners of the offseason for sure.
I like it. Who is your loser? The Rams?
Yeah, you got to go LA.
I mean, when Madden.
Do what?
I was going to say, when Madden rejects the trade that happened in real life, that's saying something.
That's terrible.
Hunter Long and a third for.
Do what?
For Jalen Hunter Long and a third rounder for Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. A third round pick and a guy I'd never heard of for who PFF graded as the number one corner last year. Make it make sense. But we are steadily losing guys left and right. I think we lost 2 more guys today. We literally have no special teams players on our roster right now. Our long snapper, kicker, and punter have all signed with other teams.
You know who hasn't been picked up yet? Darrell Henderson.
No, Hendo has not been picked up yet.
And I think this guy was averaging 10 yards a carry in college.
Yeah.
Horseshoe Cam Akers.
Honestly, there's been, I don't think it's going to happen, but there's been some whispers that with all these moves and the Rams not making any of note, it is so that we can tank for Caleb Williams next year.
Y'all have your first rounder next year?
We do.
Y'all giving so many away.
Yeah, 2024 will be the first year in the Sean McVay era that the Rams will have a first round draft pick.
I will still put money that either Houston or Chicago has the first rounder. That's the top over. Or I'm gonna go in Houston. I'm gonna go Green Bay to have the number 1 pick next year. I think Green Bay is gonna fall off hard.
Well, you think though, both of them. I mean, unless Green Bay just realizes that Jordan Love's not it, they'll be. I know that, but it's gonna, their GM is saying all the right stuff. So,
of course, because his career's on the line.
True, very true.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the madness. But before we do that, we have an ad read. We're going to go ahead and do it already. We upset our sponsor.
Uh-oh.
Our sole sponsor of the Ball Don't Lie podcast is not happy with us right now.
Well, that's not good. What do we do?
I got a text message from him.
What did you do?
What did I? Okay, I love how we're just putting the blame on certain. Okay, heard that. Wish I didn't. But Mitch was not happy with us. He said, "I love how you were just throwing at me that both my teams did not make the tournament this year."
Ooh,
yes. That we're reminding him in the ad read last year. We're just trying to get some sympathy people coming our way. What did he say? Let me pull it up. It's actually kind of funny. But folks, call Mitch. Now we have to promote this even more, folks. We can't lose our sole sponsor of the podcast.
Jared, come on, man. We get to promote this even more.
We have to. He could. He said, "Thanks for exposing the fact that both my teams didn't make the tournament."
Oof.
Yes. Utah Valley State. Hey, they're still in the NIT though. They're still in the NIT. They pulled off a big win yesterday on Colorado. Michigan is knocked out though.
Yep.
But folks, we've said it before. We're going to keep saying it until he says he's pulling away from the Ball Don't Lie podcast. Folks, use Mitch. Call him, use him, you'll love him. Whether you're getting ready to buy or sell your home, Mitchell James of Porch to Patio Home Inspecting will come out there and inspect your home before you sign on the dotted line.
Yep, absolutely.
That way you don't make a big financial mistake. Other day, he posted, he went and did a house. The, the breaker fuses were held on by tape or string.
Not good.
Would not buy that house. Something about that screams fire.
Yes.
So, Starkey, when you're getting ready to buy a house, who are we going to call?
We're going to call Mitch.
Of course, folks. Call Mitch for all your home inspecting needs. Realtors, real estate agents, he is looking for partnerships. Before he pulls away from us. Let's get into it, man. March Madness started off freaking amazing.
Yes, it did.
Incredible
first weekend.
Officiating is garbage, but we'll get into that here in a second. Start off, man. The first game sets the tone for the tournament, and that Maryland West Virginia game set the tone.
Yes, it did.
You had West Virginia would pull away to a 10, 12-point lead in each half, and the next Maryland's right back in it. They did get screwed. That was a walk. The Maryland guy picked up his foot when he was getting double teamed in the corner.
Yep.
That was a walk, and they got screwed. My Charleston Cougars, they got screwed. They played their hearts out. That was not a foul on that San Diego State play. They got screwed. Princeton. Like the billionaires, the future millionaires of the world didn't need a little bit more luck in their life.
Exactly, yes.
I think with this one, I mean, it's just, when do we quit picking Arizona to go far? It's like every year, I literally say this, I think it every year myself, is this the year Arizona can finally go far? Every year in a bracket, I pick them to go at least Elite Eight or Sweets or Final Four. Guess what happens? They don't make it out of the first or second round.
No.
They don't.
To quote the great Michael Scott, fool me once, strike one. Fool me twice, strike three.
It's just like, gosh darn it. You thought with Sean Miller being gone, their problems were over? Nope.
You would think. No.
You definitely would think. But no, not going to happen. And then let's get Furman. I was a big believer in Furman.
Yes, I was too.
Pulled off the big upset over Virginia. But first off, what was that guard for Virginia doing, number 0? They're literally.
I have no idea.
So I thought the Kendrick Davis pass was terrible. What is this guy's name? I got to pull it up.
Which we're definitely going to get into in a minute.
I thought the Kendrick Davis. Oh yeah, we definitely. Unfortunately, we are. I thought the Kendrick Davis cross-court pass was terrible. No, this guy's was even worse.
Yes.
He literally was trapped in his own quarter. Literally threw it all the way across court. Literally praying the ball went in. Praying. His name, who is it? Keely Clark. 5'10". Oh, he's a senior. Oof, sucks to be you, buddy. Why? I didn't know. He's a 6-year senior.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, 5th year. Math is hard.
He definitely knew better.
Numbers are hard. But, yeah. Why are you throwing a cross-court pass? Furman catches it, steals it, drains the 3 with like 7 seconds left. And all you're doing, I was literally running laps around the office. Because I was the only one in the office that picked Furman for the upset. Next one, let's get into it. So for Purdue.
Well, I mean, at this point, I mean, what more can you say that hasn't already been said?
Third, you feel bad for, first off, you feel bad for Purdue fans.
Yes, you do.
It's now the third straight year you lose to a double-digit seed.
Yep.
And at some point, when are you going to question Matt Painter? Granted, you make the postseason every year.
You have an amazing regular season team. It's not like you're just squeaking into the tournament.
So, Matt Painter has made the Sweet 16 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Good record. Good record.
He's made the Elite, 6 times. He's made the Elite 8 1 time. He's not made it past the first weekend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. 8 times he's not made it out of the first weekend.
Yeah, so you could have had you just stopped it at 6 Sweet 16s, that would have been amazing. But when you don't make it out of the first weekend more than you make it to the Sweet 16, that's a problem. That is a big problem.
He's made the NCAA tournament 14 times.
Yeah.
He's not made it out 8 times opening weekend. Let me double check because I want to make my in-laws mad. Are the Courtney's Columbus crew mad? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14 times. At what point do you pull away from? Granted, he's won 4 Big Ten regular season tournaments and 2 conference tournaments. But at what point do you move away from him? Yeah. You're not a good. My father-in-law said at the start of the year, because I asked him, "Do you move on from Painter?" He said, "No, you can't." But he's terrible, and that's why he sucks in March Madness, because he doesn't do a lot of good in-game stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, I get it. You're not knocking down shots. You shot 16% from 3 on Friday night. And here's the thing, you were getting wide open shots.
Yes, you were.
You were getting wide open shots. Like, there was no reason why you should not have made them. They were doing what everybody knew they were going to do. They were going to double and triple team Zach Edey in the middle.
Yep.
To force you to make threes. Purdue was 5 of 26 for 19%.
Hard to win games like that.
It is. And here's the thing. You're thinking, okay, maybe FDU was tall. They were per KenPom, they were the lowest height differential in all of college basketball. Purdue was number 1 out of 363 teams. FDU was 363.
Yes.
They started 2 guys.
Polar opposite.
2 guys under 5'10". Their biggest guy was 6'6", 218.
Yep.
Edey's got 80 pounds and almost a foot on him. And here's the thing, Edey did his part, but Charles Barkley said it best. You should have pulled, I get it, you don't want to pull Edey's going to win the Wooden Award this year. He should.
Yeah, yes.
I do like the guy from Indiana. I'll get into that later on. But you should have pulled him. You should have pulled him from the court and put an athletic big man in there, or guess what? Put another big wing in there.
Yeah.
And run with them. Because here's the thing. This is why Alabama has become so great. And Nate Oates is one of my favorite coaches, even though I'm not happy what he's doing with Brandon Miller stuff, but that's neither here. everybody knows how I feel about that. But he's adapted to what the NBA is, and he's making it in college. It's a run and gun, shoot.
Very similar to what Muss is doing at Arkansas.
Except we can't make our shots. We just we're not a shooting team. We're a chaotic team. If you make us shoot jump shots, we suck. That's Musselman's fault this year. He did not recruit shooters. This year he went with talent and wingspan.
Yeah,
that's why we lost to Duke last year. We were too small. But you gotta adapt to the. I get it. Hey, Big Ten basketball is always going to be big men. Post your center and your forward, your power forward, your 4 and your 5 are your two most essential guys on the team.
Yeah,
I get that. But in March Madness, your track record has not proven that. And I still believe to this day the reason why they made the Elite Eight is because Carson Edwards was cardiac Kimba that year.
Yeah, he was.
Carson Edwards is making shot after shot after shot. So it's just, I think, at what point do you move on from Painter? Is Painter willing to adapt to college basketball? Don't get me wrong, Edie will be a great college player. He'll be a G Leaguer, maybe into the guy on the bench team somewhere.
Yeah,
in the NBA. But to win a March Madness, you got to be able to run. You're going to have to adapt day in and day out. And FDU knew what they were going to do. They were going to trap Edie and make you shoot. And they were going to press you the whole time. And what did I say? Veteran guards come into effect against when you play young teams. Not the case with Memphis, but we'll get into that. So Purdue lost that one. That was honestly the worst shooting game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was hard to watch.
It was atrocious to watch. And then let's get into the Memphis one. So Memphis.
Real quick before we move on to that
one. Go ahead.
We talked a lot about Purdue, but Fairleigh Dickinson. Shout out to them. Their new coach was announced today. Mr. Anderson Tobin is now going to be the new head coach at Iona, replacing Rick Pitino, who left for St. John's. So
hopefully he can keep the brothel going that Rick Pitino left for him.
So
well, I thought you would like that. I thought you would like that one. Really?
I was just trying to keep it. I was trying to keep this going before I forgot.
Hey, you got to keep the brothel going, baby. Hey.
Louisville.
Doesn't mean he wasn't doing Iona.
But hey, shout out to Coach Tobin. Biggest win of his career. Got him a better job.
In fact, that was his first. That was his first year there.
Yeah,
he was at a D2 school last year. FDU last year, I think, won 4 games.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Purdue. I wanted Purdue to win because I wanted them to play Memphis.
Yeah.
I wanted that matchup, and it sucks. It does suck for all the Purdue fans.
But
it does.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Before we move on from this game, I have a question for you, and we don't have to talk about it long. I just want to get your opinion.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Which was the bigger upset? Fairleigh Dickinson over Purdue or UMBC over Virginia? The only 16 teams to ever beat a 1 seed in the men's NCAA tournament. But which was the bigger upset?
Okay. So here's the thing. I heard it on the radio the other day, and this is kind of how I viewed it before it too. Is the UMBC game? They were just drilling shot for shot. They were just making shots all day long.
Yep.
They clearly were the better team. They were in Virginia, and Virginia's, like I said last week, they're a team that's not made to come back. That's been Tony Bennett's fault his entire career. If they get down 10 points, they're done. But the Purdue one, here's the thing. Jeffrey Wright made a good point on this. Is what I agree with. If you would have taken off the TV graphic of the 1 and the 16 and just seen those two teams play, would you have been able to point out who the 1 seed was.
No,
Watch it.
Not at all.
I think the biggest one. I still go UMBC, just because how they did it. They beat the brakes off them. Purdue. I mean, if FDU would have beat them by more, then yes, I think that would have been the bigger upset. But it was just the fact. That was a 23.5 point spread.
Yes, it was.
I wish I thought about taking money line on that one, but I just think I think the UMBC one was just so much bigger.
All right, fair enough.
What do you think?
I was thinking, I was actually going to go Fairleigh Dickinson, and here's why. The game, I do agree, the game itself was better. UMBC clearly overmatched Virginia that whole game, but the way that Fairleigh Dickinson played against Purdue, especially when it got to a 5-point lead, and then Purdue would come back and make it a 2-point lead. Purdue would come back and take the lead late in the game, and Fairleigh Dickinson found a way to stay calm, keep their composure, and they handled what they needed to handle. So I was going to give a slight edge to the Knights.
Hey, that is a tough one, and I just looked online. I totally forgot what the score was. I thought it was like 15 points. It was 20.
Yeah.
And Vegas had that as a 22. Vegas had Virginia as a 22.5 point favorite.
Yeah.
Some guy won over $500,000. He put $33,000 down on FDU to win.
Wow.
Shout out to that guy. So let's get into the Memphis one, man. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me was happy.
Okay.
Part of me was not for the sake of I was sad for my in-laws. Not a good birthday weekend for my brother-in-law. I have noticed that if March Madness is his birthday weekend, Purdue always loses.
We made that point last week as well.
They lost to me. I think they lost to North Texas 2 years ago on his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Last year they didn't lose on his birthday. They lost the week after to St. Peter's. I just felt bad for them. Nobody that you care about deserves to go through that. And I part of me was happy. I was like, hey, Memphis? Holy crap. Sweet 16, let's go.
Yeah.
I know people that made the 8.5-hour drive up there. You watch the game and you're like, okay, first half, I think we were about 5. I was like,
I believe it was 5 at halftime.
It was 4. Sorry, we were about 4 at halftime. I'm like, okay, hey, Starkey, I love this. Like, I was texting you. I had other people texting me. I was like, we're in this. Let's go. KD was starting to come in at the end of the half, and then the second half is where we sucked. DeAndre Williams picked up 4 fouls and had to picked up his 4th foul early in the second half. Lynn had to play the last 15 minutes of the game with 5 fouls or 4 fouls, and so he was a shell of himself on defense. He was basically having to let everything go. But hey, shout out to Big Malcolm.
Yes.
Malcolm held it down while he was gone. Officiating here was not good. You had the Kendrick Davis 3-pointer where he got cut out underneath. You can make the argument on that, where he ended up rolling his ankle, is laying on the ground, yelling and begging the ref to stop the clock, stop the play, which the refs do have the power to if they feel like the injury is serious. I'm like, what more do you need with a kid literally yelling, stop, stop, stop?
Yeah.
So you had that, and Kendrick after that was just a shell of himself. I did think it was funny with the announcers talking about, like, will KD come back? He'll get him out there motivating his team. And as soon as they say that, him and Malcolm are getting into a fight.
Yeah, which I don't know how I missed that until yesterday morning.
Oh, dude, how you missed it?
Yeah, I don't know how I missed it.
But I will tell you, DeAndre and KD were not their American tournament selves. DeAndre was 5 of 15, 0 of 4 from 3. Here's the thing. They made Memphis shoot threes. Memphis, we've said it all year, they're not a three-point shooting team, especially now without Keontae Johnson out there. Keontae Kennedy, sorry. And it was very obvious. They were 26 of 22 for 27%. It was just, and then you see it, you're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And then like every time Memphis needed a shot, they couldn't get a basket to save their life when they needed it. They'd get the stop,
Right.
Go down the court, brick. FAU come back, get a basket, they're back in it. You're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then KD comes back in hurt. You're up by 1 with 15 seconds left. And they don't foul, which shocked me. I thought they were going to foul. They went for the trap.
Yeah,
they did the right thing. And next thing you know, Kendrick Davis throws a cross-court pass in a double team. Don't know what he was thinking. If I'm Penny, if I'm them, that's where I call my timeout there. I don't know why we didn't call a timeout.
Well, in Penny's defense, even had they called a timeout, it wouldn't have been called by the refs. So,
I mean, I get that, but your 5'10" point guard is getting trapped. Why would you, with 10 seconds left? That's when you call timeout versus him throwing a cross. I mean, that's what I would have done. Ends up gets stolen. Somehow, Jaden Hardaway gets a steal, dives on the ball. Lomax is calling timeout, timeout, timeout. Kendrick Davis, timeout, timeout, timeout. Penny Hardaway, timeout. The entire Memphis team except Jay Hardaway.
The fans were shouting it at this point.
Everybody but one person was yelling timeout. It was Jaden freaking Hardaway.
Yeah.
Kid. And then by the time the refs were getting ready to make a thing, it was like it felt like eternity went by before an FAU player grabbed the ball.
Yeah.
And they just touched it. Oh, jump ball. I'm like, come on, man.
It's horrible. Absolutely terrible.
But here's the thing. And then Elijah McFadden overcommits. Yeah,
he does.
Here's the thing. And if I'm them, let FAU lives and die by the 3. If I'm Memphis, you've been one of the best perimeter defensive teams on 3-point.
All season.
Die with that. Let him shoot it. There's 2 seconds. There was 5 seconds left when they got the ball. Live and die by it.
Yep.
Let him shoot it. And then Kendrick Davis, you couldn't get nothing. I hate the possession era, even if it's in our favor. I think all basketball should get rid of it and just do jump balls going forward.
Yeah.
Because it just takes so much out of the game. Like in the NBA, that's what they do. They do jump balls all the time. And so I sat there in my chair, I was like, what? I sat there for like 20 minutes, just like, did we really lose?
Yeah. And it's not just did we lose, it's did we lose like that?
So, and here's the thing, people are complaining about the refs. Yes, there were missed calls. Memphis couldn't get a defensive rebound to save their life.
No.
FAU had 18 offensive rebounds. 18 offensive rebounds. Memphis had 23 defensive rebounds. You barely won that battle. Granted, they had a 7-footer. Okay, put Teo out there. He's your he's your high fly. I get it. He's a risk.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I'm getting out rebound, I'm gonna put my biggest guy out there. Malcolm did his job. He held it down as long, but he was gassed. Put Teo out there. Let him play. He's your high flyer, big off the bench.
Yep.
Let him play. What's the worst? You were already getting out rebounded.
Right.
What's the worst that could have happened? And you just sit there like, when is this ever going to happen again? You play a 16 seed to go to the Sweet 16. And then come Saturday, you play Tennessee ends up winning, so you miss out on playing Tennessee in New York.
Yep.
In the Sweet 16. And you have a great chance to win that game. What more can you ask for?
I don't know, but it would have been amazing.
It would have been. And here's the thing. It should have happened.
It should have happened.
Memphis has nobody to blame. When I see people blame the refs, and people were texting me that, I literally was like, you can't blame the refs. I even texted you that. You can't blame the refs. Memphis never should have put themselves in that spot. Get rebounds. That's all you had to do was get 2 rebounds, and you had it. Elijah McFadden, don't overcommit. You had him trapped. They literally threw the ball in on the corner. I don't know why you overcommitted to it. He had nowhere to go. Let him shoot a 3 falling out of bounds. Let him shoot a corner 3 falling out of bounds. Why are you overcommitting on a corner trap to give a guy literally a wide open look at a basket?
Right.
Makes no sense. It sucks.
It does.
It sucks. It sucks. Both Purdue and Memphis fan bases, you had great chances to make a good turning run, and both teams blew it. I said, we were saying this all year. FAU, or for about a month, FAU is going to be a tough out.
Yep. Oh, as soon as Selection Sunday hit, when that matchup was announced, you texted me upset because you did not want to play FAU.
I did not. They did things. Memphis, they were a good rebounding team, and they make you and they shoot. Granted, here's the thing: FAU was off that night shooting threes.
Yeah.
You did your job defensively on the shooting part. You didn't do your job on the rebounding.
Yeah.
KD, you played your worst game you played one of your worst games of the year. You did not show up. DeAndre Williams, granted, one of his fouls was pretty stupid. That 4th one was very stupid foul. You got to know you're 26 years old. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And then that technical foul we got. Why are we barking? Also, when can you remember the last time there was a tech in March Madness?
Yeah, I can't think of any in a long time. At that point, I think the refs know the situation and they tend to let a lot of stuff go. So I have no idea.
Ooh, I do have 2 more tidbits real fast before we get ready to move on.
Okay.
Did you know this was Kentucky's first win in the tournament? They ended up winning their first round game over Providence and got eliminated on Sunday to K-State. The team was I call K-State the team of the unwanted.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have so many guys that transferred around. But this was Kentucky's first win since 2019 in March Madness.
Wow, I did not realize that.
Just a fun fact for you. And it's the second time, I think, since the 70s or 80s that all 4 at Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, and UNC are not in the Sweet 16. One of them is not in it. I still don't know how Arkansas won, by the way. I was telling people, I was telling my dad, and our pastor was texting me, like, what are your thoughts? I was like, man, if they keep it within 12, that's fine. It's like this Kansas team's good.
Yeah.
Hey, man, big time. Hey, when your best player, your top 10 draft pick, has his worst game as a Razorback, and you still win, let's go. Devo Davis. God, I love Devo. He started off the year super rocky, shooting 18% from three. Now he's shooting 37%. And you just see all the Arkansas boys in the locker room crying.
Mm-hmm.
Just tears of happiness. Also, why do people hate Eric Musselman? Like, he's the people champion. I get it. Maybe it's a little people view it as a cocky thing, him taking his shirt off. But man, that is passion.
I was here for it. I told you before we started recording. When I saw him take his shirt off and started like throwing it around, like that's the man of the people right there. I don't know how anybody could hate that man.
Hey, I love it. Like, he's here for it. He's a passionate guy. He coaches with so much his players love him. He's a player's coach. He just has so much passion. You know, that's like the second time he's taken his shirt off after a win. The first time still amazes me. It was when we upset Auburn last year.
Okay.
He took his shirt. He just had rotator cuff surgery. He was wearing like the little arm sling.
I remember
to this
that.
day, no one still knows how he got his shirt off.
I'd forgotten that happened, but yeah, I remember that now.
So lots going on. We got Sweet 16 starting tomorrow night. Starkey, you want to walk us through the games and let's do some predictions?
Yeah, man, let's do it. So, let me get my new bracket up. In the South region, we have number 1 Alabama playing number 5 San Diego State.
Call me crazy. I like the Aztecs here.
Okay. That will be, I believe, Thursday. Don't hold me to that. Friday at 5:30.
Friday, yeah. I think Alabama's been too hot their first 2 games.
Okay.
You got to cool off at some point. San Diego State plays a half-court offense. And I said this last week, the best 3-point defense. I think we have an upset here.
All right.
Who you got?
Give me the Tide. I think it'll be a great game, but I think the Tide's going to be too much. I think the way Brandon Miller is shooting the ball right now, I think the way he's shooting right now is just going to be too much.
Do you mean the killer? Ooh.
I should have made a joke about that. I apologize, guys. That was out of pocket. I'm sorry.
We didn't talk about. We'll talk about Mississippi State. We didn't talk about them. All the local teams in it. The next one is Creighton Princeton. Does the 15 go on?
As much as I would like it.
So the 15 seed is 1 and 2 all time in Sweet 16s.
I think they go 1 and 3.
Do you know who the other team was? You had St. Peter's last year. Who was the other one?
Yeah, I was gonna say St. Peter's.
2013.
Who was
they
it?
beat Georgetown, and then they beat San Diego State.
That's not helping me.
It should be helping you.
Who was it?
Their colors are blue and green. FGCU Eagles. Dunk City.
Oh, Lob City, yes. How could I forget?
Comer to Feeler. Still one of my favorite plays ever. I think Creighton gets it done here. Ryan Nimgard. Oh, my gosh. Have yourself a day.
Yeah.
He is playing lights out. I didn't know this other day. He's Andrew Nimhard's little brother.
Really?
Yeah, that's his little brother.
I guess that makes sense, but I didn't realize that either.
30 points on 4 of 6 from 3. And here's the thing: Baylor Shearman, the guy I wanted Arkansas to get in the transfer portal, still hasn't had his big game yet in the tournament.
Right.
Well, he's due for one. Winner of that goes on to the Elite Eight. So we got who do you have, Bama or San Diego State?
I've got Bama.
Okay, so we got Bama, Creighton. Who goes to the Final Four?
Tied.
Tied. Okay. What's the next region you got?
In the East, 9 FAU, 4 Tennessee.
Kills me to say it, Tennessee.
Tennessee, I've got them too. I think they're just going to be too much for the Owls.
I think you're right. I think the Owls luck. Well, here's the thing. Tennessee's defense, dude, they were playing. Everyone in the country was betting on Duke.
Yeah.
Tennessee plays brutal defense.
They do.
Like, they had ice bags on the Duke players.
Yeah.
That's just how tough and physical they play. Should it be Memphis or Purdue here, but that's neither here nor there. Tennessee moving on. Okay, so that means Kansas State, Michigan State. Who you got?
Give me the
March
Wildcat.
Izzo. Oh no!
I'm going against March Izzo.
Hey man, K-State had a great game. Come from behind win. They literally have a team of unwanted guys. You have Keontae Johnson, who many thought was never going to play basketball again.
Yep.
A Marquise Noel, 5'7". Starkey, 5'7". Played at Little Rock.
Practically, I got my height.
Played at Little Rock, and now he's playing at K-State. And now you got Desi Sills, a guy that played at Arkansas, transferred from Arkansas to Arkansas State. Now he's at K-State.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Give me them. Keontae Johnson, let's go. But watch them lose to Sam Hoosier and the Spartans.
Yeah.
It's just Tom Izzo. You love March Izzo. So then we have Tennessee, K-State.
I think this would be a really what just happened in my bracket? I think that'll be a really good game, but I think the Tennessee defense is going to step up again.
No, I got K-State.
I've got Tennessee over K-State.
Give me the offense. Offense over defense.
All right.
So we'll dispute there. So which one do you got next? The Midwest?
Yes, Midwest next.
Okay, a team neither one of us had it going far in the tournament.
No.
Houston was down by 10, came back to win by 17. They looked very scared. If you picked them round one to go far, you were a little nervous against the Northern Kentucky Norse.
Mm-hmm.
Came back to win by 17 at Auburn, basically. Then you had Miami, who many people had them losing in the first round. They struggled. Won by 26.
Yeah.
Over Indiana. Houston, Miami. Who you got? Brandon Sasser looks good again.
Yeah, give me Sasser. Give me
Sasser. Hey, I'm here for it.
Give me Houston.
Hey. Okay. So Xavier struggled round one against Kennesaw State.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of that, with Kennesaw State's loss on Friday. I'm sorry, it was Thursday. Georgia, the state of Georgia, when was their last win in March Madness?
The state of Georgia's?
Yes.
Ooh. I don't remember.
Starkey. You got to give me a guess.
I'm not up on my history.
You got to
4 years?
Just give me a year.
I'm going to go 19.
2019. Unfortunately, Starkey, you are incorrect. It was 2015. Georgia State, Ron Hunter Georgia State upset with R.J. Hunter hitting the big shot, his dad falling off the chair over Baylor.
Falling off the chair. That's what I was about to ask.
That was the state of Georgia's last win in March Madness. Fun fact for you.
That's hard to believe it's been that long.
Exactly. I was sophomore. I was a junior in college. Okay. So, this is a fun fact for you. So, we had Xavier in Texas. Who you got there? Hook 'em horns, right?
The fight Matthew McConaughey's.
Let's go. Texas forever, baby. So that leaves us Houston and Texas. I'm going with Texas again.
Yeah. Hook 'em, baby.
Okay. So that leaves us with, I think this is the toughest one to pick.
Yes, I agree.
I think this is the hardest remaining regional. And here's the thing. Do you know when the last time a West Coast team won March Madness?
I'm going to say early 2000s?
1997, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
That was the last time a West Coast team won it. You got 2 teams left in March Madness from the West Coast.
Yeah.
One of them's going to get eliminated this weekend.
Yeah.
You have Arkansas and UConn. Arkansas pulled off what many people could say the biggest upset of the day. I guess some people say Princeton, Missouri, but I think Arkansas over Kansas was a bigger upset, not being biased. Who you got, Starkey? I'm not picking this one.
Give me UConn.
That's not a bad choice.
Yeah,
UConn's led by what's his name? What's the guy? I can't pronounce his name. What's his name?
Amade Sanogo.
Yeah. They're led by him. He's like an Oscar Thewey 2.0. If we can take him out of the game, we can do it. I think we lose. It's a close game. But hey, if Devo Davis and Ricky Council, and if you get Nick Smith, watch out. And then we got UCLA Gonzaga.
This one, I have a pick, but I'm not going to put it in Sharpie yet. I've got the Bruins for now, but that might change to the Zags.
I'm going to go with Gonzaga just because I don't think they can stop Drew Timme.
Yeah, true.
So let's say we got UConn, Gonzaga. Gosh, if Arkansas goes to Elite Eight, oh my gosh, Starkey. That would be 3 straight Elite Eights under Musselman.
Yeah, it would.
I think at some point, hey, when are we going to fire Musselman for not making the Final Four?
And most other coaches, most other teams and fan bases would be thrilled to make the Elite Eight every year.
If we can make it through this game, I think we have a great shot to go to the Final Four. If we make it through today's game.
Yeah.
I think we match up better with Gonzaga and UCLA than we do UConn.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big St. Mary's fan. I wanted them to win. But, so, I can't wait for tomorrow night. Tomorrow's going to be a really good day for me, a really sad day.
Yeah.
I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm just going to sit there. If we win, we win. And if we lose, we lose.
There you go.
Hey, hopefully Arkansas is playing on Saturday.
That would be nice.
It's a 3.5-point spread, shockingly. So I do have some news real fast. Then we'll get on the NBA because I know we just hit the hour mark here.
Yeah.
Alabama had another player get in trouble. What kind of program are they running there in Alabama?
Yeah. Not just program, but just the school in general. Because we have even more news coming up.
Tony Mitchell.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the news. Yes.
This is the news. Tony Mitchell got arrested for driving 141 miles an hour, possession and intent to sell of narcotics. Yep. He was found with 226 grams of marijuana, and $7,000 in cash. Nick Saban said, and you could tell this was a dive at Nate Oates. There's no such thing as wrong place, wrong time.
The savagery of Nick Saban was incredible in that moment.
Because here's the thing.
He had been sitting on that one.
Because here's the thing. Tony Mitchell's a 5-star too. But, you had Memphis news we skipped.
Yes. So, over the last...
My bad.
No, you're good. So, and I didn't tell you this because I wanted to get your reaction in real time. Over the last few weeks, there's been speculation about one DeAndre Williams. He is out of college eligibility. He is not coming back next year.
Oh, wait, I thought everyone kept saying he had one more year.
That's what I thought too. But
literally every media person said he had one more year.
But I have a close. I'm not sure if I can reveal the source or not. Actually, yeah, I think I can. Jason Munns of the Commercial Appeal. I talked to him this morning. He has his group, his Commercial Appeal Tigers fan group chat. So I talked to him. He put out an article about who could be coming back or leaving, and he made the point that DeAndre was done. And I asked him, I said, I heard DeAndre could come back for one more. Is that not true? He said, no. I've been reporting weeks that he's done, trying to squash the narrative. I've checked with every source I have, including DeAndre. He's done with college. I even reported yesterday that he's been invited to the Portsmouth Invitational, an invitational for seniors who scouts are there. G League scouts are there. It's a senior. It's the college basketball version of the Senior Bowl.
Well, so this is his fourth year of playing, though. So I guess he's choosing just to forego it.
I'm guessing he is choosing to be done.
I mean, I get that you'll be 27 next year, but what? You're not an NBA player. You needed a deep tournament run to make it.
Yeah.
And you got one game.
Yeah.
You had a great American champion AAC run. If you would have carried that success, who knows? You could have got a two-way maybe. Maybe. Probably not, but you put yourself in a great spot to get it.
Yeah.
As an undersized 4, but
yeah. But yeah, a little bit of breaking news there. Our boy DeAndre Williams is finished with college, and while we're on the topic, rest in peace to DeAndre's brother.
Yes, R.I.P.
His brother, Will O.J. Turner Jr., passed away Sunday morning of natural causes. So rest in peace to Mr. Turner, and thoughts and prayers with DeAndre and his family.
Hey, you feel bad, and all you can do is just pray for him and be there for him. So, let's jump into basketball. Hey, we got some good news the other day, baby.
Yes, we did.
The NBA literally blessed us with a miracle.
Yeah.
Demetrius Jamel Morant was only suspended 8 games.
Including
and the games he missed counted.
Yes.
God bless America. Thank you. Thank you.
I
was fully prepared for him to miss the rest of the season.
Oh, I think we all were. I really think we all were.
So you got that good news. We took an L against the Heat, which I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. We were due for one.
You were due for one. Hey, you've been playing great ball lately. So I'm just thinking to myself, hey, let's ride. Let's go. Let's get a W on the 16th. What was that? That was last Thursday. So that's 15. That was last Wednesday. Oh, we didn't talk Mississippi State basketball real fast. That one hurt.
Yeah, that was rough.
State I've said it before. They haven't been a good team all year shooting wise. They shot 26% from three.
Yeah.
They made 6 threes. They were 6 for 9, 15, no, 9, 16, 17, 18, 19. They were 6 for 23 from three.
Not great, Bob.
And then that ends the marvelous career. Honestly, kind of ends the. We'll get into this. I want to get into this here in a second. Ends the career of a local Olive Branch boy, DJ Jeffries.
Yep.
What could have been.
Yeah.
What could have been. We'll get into that later on. But hey, back to the Grizzlies real fast. So Friday night, I'm thinking, okay, hey, Purdue, the college basketball games on Arkansas won. I'm happy. I'm going, let's go. Thursday night we won. Friday, I'm thinking, okay, Purdue, okay. Memphis is going on. I'm like, oh, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, okay, I'm happy. Memphis got a good thing. And then look over, the Grizzlies are down by 29.
Yeah.
And like, there is nothing going right for the Grizzlies.
No.
And nothing.
Could not buy a shot.
Zach. So here's the thing. If I'm the GM for the Spurs, I tell my guys, hey, what the crap are you doing? Devin Vassell? Yeah. Why are you draining Devin Vassell was literally about to have a career night. He was 5 of 13 from 3, 9 of 21 from the field for 25 points. Zach Collins, you remember him?
Yeah.
Remember how he was a top pick in the NBA draft years ago?
Mm-hmm.
He was a top 10 pick, and he's been a bust ever since, really?
Yeah.
He's playing like a 10th overall pick. Last couple of games, let's go. Since the 12th, he's averaging 20. He's got 23 points, 25 points, 24 points, 19 points. We're averaging over 7 rebounds a game.
Great numbers.
Dude, granted, it's a 4-game stretch, but you're like, dang, this kid's good. He's got a little fire to him. Him and Dylan were going at it a little. And then you weren't watching this. You were watching the Tigers a little bit more than I was. I put it on the Grizzlies because, like, you know what? I'm going to see this through because I was getting depressed. And then you just see the Grizzlies start coming back in it. Hey, Starkey, again, I want to say credit to you, the light skin gang.
The light skin lineup.
The light skin gang is deadly. We ended up coming back to win. Sent it to overtime. Dylan Brooks, 2 big threes.
When was the last time we ever said that?
Dylan Brooks that night. And here's the thing, too. And he got a 17th technical of that game. Dylan Brooks that night was 4 of 8 from 3 for 16 points. Tyus Jones had his first career triple-double. Desmond Bane almost had a triple-double. Jaren had just another night to feed him.
Yep.
Keep feeding him. Your starters carried you. Luke Kennard was the only guy off the bench that really helped you. Kenny Lofton got good minutes that night. 14 minutes, had 11 points, and 7 rebounds that night.
My man, Junior.
Junior finally played. So, ended up, it took Dylan Brooks in a game. We literally got a jump ball with like 10 seconds left. Got it, won it, kicked it to Dylan. I'm like, oh my gosh. Why is Dylan shooting it? And then went in. I'm like, we're going to overtime.
Yeah.
And then we win by 6. So that night I'm like, okay, we got the Warriors the next night at home. I'm like, okay, we're taking L here. We just played a long, brutal game the night before.
Yep.
Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
You got
no offense to my guy, but I'm glad you were.
Hey, I'm perfectly content with being wrong. Anytime you beat the Warriors. Here's the thing. You shut down Steph. You shut down Clay. Clay was 2 of 9 from 3. Steph was 3 of 8 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
Steph only had 16 points. Klay Thompson had 14 points. Here's the thing. If you can do that every night, you are in the game.
Oh, absolutely.
There is a great chance you will win every single night. And granted, Jonathan Kuminga was making every single shot.
Kuminga looked out of his mind.
Granted, he was getting wide open shots. Like, literally wide open. Like, I would say there was somebody guarding him near West Memphis.
Yeah.
And he was making them. So, but it's just the fact you had Dillon playing lockdown defense. Ever since the Draymond thing, Dillon is back to that 2020 year when people were saying, hey, this kid could be a first-team all-defense next year.
Mm-hmm.
He's got it clicked in his head again.
He's back to being the grandson.
He's back there saying, hey, I'm going to put before that, he was probably devoting half and half.
Yeah.
Now he's putting more emphasis on defense. Tyus had another triple-double, 13 and 14. But here's the thing. It's Jaren. Well, I'm going to get into this in a second. Jaren dominated again. Dillon was 4 of 4 from 3 for 18 points. Desmond Bane, 26 points. Roddy was 3 of 4 from 3. Tillman had another double-double. And here's the thing, Luke Kennard, I think I'm starting to think that's more of the most underrated trades that no one's talking about with the trade deadline.
Yes, I agree.
So just for example, in the past 4 games, Luke Kennard is averaging 12.8 points a game, 2 steals, and shooting 53% from 3 in the last 4 games.
Wow.
Here's the thing. I don't care. That kid can shoot 10, 30. He can shoot 10 to 30 threes a game. I'm never going to get mad at him.
Yeah.
He knows his role. And now I know it was 2 weeks ago. He was basically 2 or 3 weeks ago was the trade deadline. We were saying it's going to take time for him to get acclimated. He's acclimated.
Yeah. And it didn't take long at all.
And now you're getting 12 back here soon. Oh my gosh. Just imagine what kind of threes he's going to get now. Him and Bane out there.
Yeah.
Because you have proven. So right now, with a Tyus Jones, Giddey, and Luke Kennard lineup out there playing the 1 through 3, you have a net rating of 20.6 and an offensive rating of 127.
Yeah.
With those 3 playing the 1 through the 3. Bane, Luke, and Giddey.
Yes.
I love the point guard by committee thing.
Absolutely, yeah. 100%.
And now with Ja coming back tomorrow, you're going to slide Tyus back to where he thrives at. And this is why we kept him. Because Lord knows where we would be right now.
Yeah, that's very true.
Last night, I was worried just because it's the Warriors and it's Kyrie. You don't know what you're going to get with Kyrie.
You don't know if Kyrie wants to play basketball that night.
Yeah, you don't know that. So last night, you had Jaren and the Santi show. Santi, 20 plus 11 rebound game.
I texted you the other night. Santi Aldama is quickly becoming one of my favorite players.
As he should. And here's the thing. Kleiman has not missed yet.
No.
Don't say a word. Do not say a word. Stop it. It's not missed yet. Hey, he's got time in the Z's got time in the G League. Look what it did for Santi. Confidence. But those two were just killed. Tyus Jones came in there. The light skin game of Tyus, Giddey, Luke Kennard, David Rodney, and Santi Aldama in the fourth quarter is the reason why we got back in that game. And with 5 minutes left in the game, when you saw when you saw Bane, Dylan, and Jaren at the score table come in, get ready to come in at the 5 minute mark, you were like, holy crap, this feels like a playoff atmosphere. Just seeing what our bench did. You got Jitty playing back to where he belongs. Jitty's your second best wing defender. He's your DB off the bench.
Yeah.
I'm loving Roddy at the 4.
Yes. Big body Roddy is taking care of his business right now.
I am not opposed to that being our lineup off the bench sometimes. It's Tyus, Jitty, Luke, Roddy, and Santi. Depending on who you're playing now without BC. Granted, you're going to be – hey, that's a deadly lineup there. That's a run and gun. They're going to wear you out. Yep. And you see Jaren picked up early fouls, but it's what he's done in the past 4 games. He scored over 25 points in 4 straight games while still averaging almost 3 blocks a game. And last night, it was the fact in crunch time, he was 1v1 with the best handles in the NBA. And he won the matchup. Granted, Kyrie hurt his foot. They said afterwards Kyrie left in a boot. Some people say, could this be Kyrie's last time in a Mavericks uniform? You don't know. And then you got Dylan Brooks getting the jersey. Doing the, I guess, jersey giveaway.
That was definitely jersey giveaway.
But I say it wasn't a swap because Kyrie didn't. And here's the thing. Then he says afterwards, I was going through my next thought process. I was on to my next thought process. What? I was on to my next thought process.
Who even talks like that?
It's Kyrie.
That's very true.
The words of Sheck West. So anyway, you held it down without your star player. I said it last night. I thought my dad called me. We talked a little bit. I think granted, I think it was stupid what happened. I hate it happened. It was not great for Ja. It was not great for Memphis. But it was great for 2 things. 2 people. You unleashed Jaren. You unleashed Jaren.
100%.
You're getting Jaren the confidence that he needs. And we've been saying all year, why are we not feeding 13?
Yep.
Last night, I've never seen him so pissed. Playing pissed off basketball. I don't know why he hates Christian Wood. He hates Christian Wood. But seeing him dunk in it and staring everyone down, hey, and he's getting in his mind, he is yelling for the ball in the paint.
Yep.
And he is taking people off the dribble. He's playing tenacious basketball. Did I say right? Tenacious?
Tenacious, yes.
There you go. See.
Good job.
I mean, I'm a former journalism major. I can't pronounce words. Make it worse, I was a broadcast major. But he's getting back to like the Jaren we all want him, or the Jaren we want him to be. And here's the scary thing: he's only 23 years old.
Yeah,
that's the scary part. Most guys start hitting this. Most guys hit their prime anywhere from 29 to 32. If Jaren can continue that trajectory, where is he going to be? At 29 or between 29 and 32. Let's say 30. Where's he going to be at 30? Oh, my gosh. And how about the fact we got him on a cheap contract?
Yes, we did.
Boy. So Dylan Brooks ended up picking up his 18th technical. Got a 17th against the – so I agree. The Grizzlies did the right thing. They challenged it, set it off. It was a stare down and him just barking. Let them play.
Yes.
And what was up with him and Theo Pinson getting into it?
Yeah, I forgot Theo Pinson was in the league. Theo Pinson was just minding his own business.
Is there now? Theo Pinson was smart and back. Because if you watch the clip I sent you, he's smart and back. I mean, there's still some animosity between when y'all played in the Final Four.
There would about have to be.
But the fact that you have Jaren and now you got Bane getting back to former before toe injury Bane.
Yep.
Hey, this is going to be scary good. And another thing, too, is you're letting Ja got 10 games of rest. His body got time to relax. His mental health got time to relax. So, since the incident, the Grizzlies are 1-2. They're lost the Clippers, lost to the Lakers, beat the Warriors, beat the Mavericks, lost to the Heat, beat the Spurs, beat the Warriors, beat the Mavericks. So, in all those games since the incident, the 9 games, you're 6-9. You're 6-3.
Yeah.
Without him, and you could easily be 9-0. You were in the Clippers one, and you were in the Lakers one, dude. Holy cow! So that leads me into my next thing. Crunch time is coming down. The West, I don't know what's going on. I was listening to the Chris Vernon show today. Yes, I think it was yesterday or today, and they were talking about maybe the Nuggets tank a little to get out of that 1 seed. You're
I
like,
can see it.
Why would a team want to get out of the 1 seed? So, do you know who's the 4?
I'm pulling it up right now.
The Suns. The Suns are the 4. And the Suns are currently 5 games out of third place.
Yeah.
Grizzlies got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 games left. You have a 5-game lead. And there's probably, I would say, out of those 5 games, 11 games, there's 7 that you're going to be favored in.
I've got 8-3 of the last 11.
Hey. So you should definitely maintain a top 3 seed. I would love the 2 seed, but hey, as long as you get the top 3, avoid Denver, avoid Phoenix and if we can avoid the Clippers, just because if the Clippers get hot, I don't want to play them.
I know I sound like a broken record. I don't want to play Golden State again. If we never have to play them again,
here's what's going to just fine. Here's what's going to happen with Golden State. Do you know what their road record is?
Oh, it's like 8-50,000. They're terrible on the road.
They're
worse on the road than we are.
They snapped an 11-game road losing streak last night when they beat Houston. Before that, their last road win was February 1st against Minnesota. So the Warriors playoff time, I get it. People say regular season doesn't really matter. Something's going on with this Warriors team. I don't know what on the road, but it's going. It's our last year. They don't have Wiggins. Wiggins apparently his wife, baby mama, is cheating on him with his best friend. He don't like that, which no one should. But right now, right now the 5 through the 10, or let's go. Here you go, Star. Are you ready for this? The 5 through the 12th seed are literally 3.5 games separated.
Yeah.
The 5 through the 13. And right now, the 7 through the 12 teams are 1.5 games. It's just tiebreakers. So right now, if the season ended today, the Grizzlies would play the winner of the Mavericks and Timberwolves. And if they won that series, they would play the winner of the Kings and Warriors. And you're hoping it's the Kings.
Yeah.
Hear me out. I feel fully confident we can beat the Timberwolves, and I'm fully confident we can beat the Mavericks in a 7-game series.
I'm right there with you.
And here's the thing, too. If you do get the Timberwolves, by the grace of the good Lord, you're probably not going to be playing against Cat. It's going to be Mike Conley.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all either.
But
we know playoff Conley all too well.
Captain the conductor. So we'll see what happens. The Grizzlies have a lot of winnable games left. By the time we do the next show in a week, it'll be the 28th. The Grizzlies will play. They should be 4-0.
That's what we're banking on.
They play tomorrow night, Houston. They play a back-to-back Houston, which I told someone today that those are trap games there. Then you got the Hawks and the Magic. 3 out of your 4 games are at home. If you win all 4, which you will be favored in, you have 7 games left. And here's the thing. Before we get to GM Starkey, all right, I want to get to the Kings real fast. So you have a 1-game lead over them, okay?
Okay.
Right now, their remaining next 4 games are Celtics, Suns, Jazz, and Timberwolves. You have a chance to get almost a 5-game lead.
Yeah.
You should at least have a 3-game lead heading into the Grizzlies' final 7 games. Take care of business. Win, win, win. Oh, did you see the fact that we're now leaving as soon as games are over?
Yes, I did see that.
Allegedly, but it hasn't been confirmed. But allegedly, we're leaving as soon as games are over.
Yeah. Again, can't say I blame that decision making.
Hey, but you're glad though. Ja got help.
Yes,
That's
what's most important.
He took full ownership for the actions, and you just hope he learns from it. Doesn't happen again, because everything if it happens again, you're losing everything.
Yes,
you got lucky. You should have got more than 8 games. And then the fact they said, "Oh yeah, the games you missed count." So let's jump into it, Starkey. We had a top NBA player today basically say he doesn't know his future with the Celtics.
Yep.
And he has been a Grizzly trade target before. Mr. Jaylen Brown stated today, "I'm going to stay where I'm needed and where I'm treated correctly." Well, he's got 2 years left on his contract. So, Starkey, we literally had a conversation like a year ago about maybe trading. I think last year you were talking about before Bane took off and Jaylen Brown took off, trading Bane for Brown and some first. Hit me with it, Starkey. Put that GM hat on. Let's go.
So, the Celtics. Okay, so to make this work, we had to do a sign and trade to make the money work. Okay. Shout out to Fanspo for this. So the Grizzlies received Jaylen Brown. The Celtics get Tyus, 2 first-round draft picks, and a sign and trade with Dylan Brooks. 3 years, $33 million.
I don't know if that does it for him, but hey, I'm willing to throw 4 first rounders.
I had 3. And then once I did the sign and trade with the more money, I took one of the first out. But I would be totally fine with giving up 3 first for Jaylen Brown.
I am willing to trade anybody but the following players: Ja, Bane, Jaren, Steven, BC, Gideon, Roddy.
Okay.
I honestly, and I can make the argument Luke Kennard's one of those untradeable guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade Kennard right now.
But the thing, his contract makes the most sense, though.
Yeah, it does.
Would you rather keep Kennard or keep Tyus? Let me ask you that.
Ooh.
Your backup point guard who has come in, you've seen for 2-3 years now that you need him.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
And you put all your faith in Kennedy Chandler.
I will say this, though, on that note, both this trade and the next one, I do. There's an option to sign a free agent.
Okay, let's go. Next one. Let's go.
Well, to finish out this one, I did sign because we were losing Tyus, and I love Kennedy. He's not ready yet. We need someone for, I think, one more year.
Okay.
We bring Derrick Rose home. 1 year, $10 million.
Gee. You know he's not even playing in New York?
Yeah, I know.
We want to give him our MLE? Starkey! I would love to bring Derrick home, but it's just he doesn't fit. I mean, granted, if you keep Kennard, yeah, you don't have to. If you don't throw him in that trade, but Rose would run a great offense.
He was the only point guard of the available point guards.
This is not a good offseason for trades.
This is a horrible offseason. But he was the only one that actually was a true point guard that actually made sense if we had to give up Tyus.
I mean, I wouldn't hate
even if that means overpaying him a little bit.
It just doesn't make it. I don't know if it's a good fit because he just can't shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, what? Give me the big. You said this was the chaos one.
Yeah, this is the chaos trade. 3-team trade.
Oh gosh. Why do I cringe? Just like I hold my breath. My heart just skips a beat when you say 3-team trade.
Because you know you love it.
Let me guess. We're getting Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, LeBron James.
No.
LeBron's going to be our sixth man.
No, not quite. Grizz, Celtics, Wolves.
Oh. Ooh. Does Conley come home?
No, sadly, no. I would think I should have. I wasn't even thinking about that. There's actually one player on my mind that I was wanting to come home. The Grizzlies. Get Jaylen Brown.
Wait, I know who the one player is.
And Mr. Josh Minot.
Of course. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I ruined it. Yep. I had to.
Grizz get Jaylen and Josh. Celtics get Slow-Mo and Tyus.
That's a good fit for him.
And 2 1s.
They get Slow-Mo and who?
Tyus.
Okay.
And also 2 1s. The Wolves, just to make the money work, they get a sign and trade with Dylan Brooks, which I would not want to see Dylan Brooks in Minnesota, but sign and trade with DB. A second rounder from the Grizz, Laravia, and some dude named Luke Cornett.
Luke Cornett.
The Celtics. Luke Cornett from the Celtics.
He is a former center from Vanderbilt. He is a stretch center. Very good center. Okay. Undrafted. I like Luke Cornett. I like him at Vandy. One thing that popped in my mind, I like your trades. I really do. The one thing I think would be the holdup is Tyus. Because they have
Brogdon.
They have Brogdon and Marcus Smart.
They do.
And granted, Marcus Smart's not their point guard, but they already have Brogdon kind of coming off the bench right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's their sixth man, so I don't know if you actually no, you you could move Ty. Actually, that's not a bad move because remember last year we were talking about Tyus going to Boston.
Yes. So those are my two trades for the Grizz to get Jaylen Brown.
Hey, I like it. That's a good move. And here's the thing: we're going to make a trade this offseason.
Oh yeah, we've been stockpiling these ones. There's no way we're not. We're not going to keep all these ones.
And like I said it before, you can't. At what point are you going to quit developing the future to win now?
Yeah,
you have to at some point.
100%. You have to at some point.
So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on. We have 11 games left. You go 8. You win 7. You win 8. I think you retain the 2 seed.
Yep.
And you hope and you pray you can get a Mavericks through. Right now, the play-in teams are the Mavericks, Timberwolves, Thunder, Jazz, Lakers, and Pelicans are on the race for it. If you can get a Timberwolves team, or let's say you get a Thunder, or you get a Utah Jazz, oh my gosh. But we'll save that for another day. Hey, just hope and pray. March Madness people, affiliate brackets, redemption, all that. I guess go Hogs. I'm not optimistic, but hey, I'm here for it, though. Y'all have a great week. We'll be back better than ever next Tuesday. Hopefully, I'll be still dancing.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everyone.